Hi students, I hope I'm perfectly audible and visible to you all. I hope I'm perfectly audible and visible to you all. Yes, good afternoon guys, good afternoon. Hi everyone, so welcome to Unacademy NEET English guys. I'm your biology educator Ambika Sharma and today it is the part 2 of cell cycle and cell division, right? Last time we started the chapter, right? And obviously, right, we started from the basics. We talked about the division, the importance of division and why do a cell divide. That is the most important thing that we have discussed in the last class. So I hope all your doubts related to that topic, they are clear. And today we are going to continue with the cell cycle. We have already started that in the last lecture. We'll quickly revise it. And today our main topic is mitosis, the equational division. So are you people ready for the lecture? Yes guys, are you all ready for the lecture? Yes. So I believe that you people have started your NEET preparation, right, for 2025. So be sincere guys and revise the syllabus properly, okay? Do not wait for anything. This is what I'll suggest, because you know that yesterday also, right, the hearing was there in the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court is asking some information from NTA side, from central government side, and then they are going to, provide us the final verdict. So we have to wait for tomorrow. So we'll update you about it, but still I will suggest you that if it is the NEET that you want to do, if it is the NEET that you want to crack, then you guys should start preparing for NEET 2025 sincerely. So you can follow this YouTube series, right bache? The lectures will be consistent and the syllabus will be covered here. But yes, the one thing that I want from my student side is that be consistent. Okay students, so let's go, let's talk about this part 2. And one more thing guys, the prices for the courses, they are dropped, right bache? Earlier, Unacademy courses, they used to be very expensive. So students, they used to complain that we cannot enroll in the batches of Unacademy because of the high price. But now you guys have seen, this is what we are offering, we are offering, right? In just rupees 5499, you will get the subscription for 1 year, okay? And there is 50% off on all the NEET UG subscriptions from July 8 to July 15. Even if you want to buy the course for 1 year, even if you want to buy the course for 2 years, this is what you people need to pay, and in the description box there is a link for same. Moreover, you know that few days back we have launched the Phoenix 3.0 batch, now the Phoenix Pro batch. Okay, so let me tell you, in this particular month only, right students, in this month, right, if you want to join live batches, this month only you are going to get the live batches bache. And if you are planning that I'll wait for some more time, I'll join in the month of August or in the month of September, let me tell you, then you will get live classes per recorded classes. Now even if you will get enrolled in Phoenix Pro batch, all the classes will be live, okay? And even live classes means, you know that live, the teachers are going to cover the topics, right bache? You will get the recordings of that lecture. But if let's say you enroll in the batches in the month of August, right bache, then what will happen? It will be live plus recorded. So whatever session, whatever topics that teacher is teaching when you enroll, right, that you will get live, but the previously covered topics will be provided as the recorded one. But if you will enroll in this Phoenix Pro batch bache, right, all the classes will be live. So live doubt solving will be there, okay? And moreover, there will be the access to special rankers group online batch. If you enroll now in this Phoenix Pro, right, there will be the access to special rankers group, right bache? Exclusive mentorship sessions by educator, raise a hand in class, doubt solved instantly. So this is a very amazing feature, right bache, that you can see, there is a doubt panel, you can send your doubts, but now you can raise your hands as well and teacher will immediately clear your doubts, okay? So batch test leaderboards will be provided to you, right, with exciting giveaways. The guidance sessions will be there by the NEET UG toppers, imagine, and all India test series with the rank predictor. So this is what you are going to get just at rupees 5499 guys. There are no hidden charges. The PDF, right, if you go for Iconic, you will get the hard copy of the study material. If you go for Plus, you guys are going to get the PDF of the study material. So proper test series, right bache, the proper revision, everything will be provided to you, and the batch will be live. So this is the team, right bache? You know this amazing and the wonderful team. So I'll be teaching you the complete biology. Yava sir will be there, and Wazim sir and HSP sir is going to teach you the chemistry. Okay, so from July 13 onwards, the batch is going to start. So enroll in this batch now if you want. Yes, what do you need? If you need the Yes, students, if you need what? If you people need the live classes, if you need the best team, if you need the enthusiastic team which knows what to deliver and in what time. Okay. Okay, so now let's revise the topic. So you know that the chapter name is cell cycle and cell division. Am I right? What is the chapter name, guys? What is the chapter name, students? It is cell cycle and cell division. So in the last class, I told you that why cell division is important. So if you are a consistent student, can you answer this question to me? Yes, can you answer this question to me? Tell me quickly. Tell me quickly. Some students are asking that are you going to continue the classes on YouTube or the batch? Guys, see, I am going to teach you on YT. There is a proper batch on YouTube as well, and no doubt we are going to teach you here. But why do we say that you should join the Plus platform? The reason is the proper decorum. There is a schedule, a proper schedule which we have to follow for the Plus batches, right? You have that routine. In a batch you are going to study. A teacher will be able to interact with you all. It's not one-way interaction, it is two-way interactions. You guys can ask your doubts. We can monitor your performance. We can see who's consistent in classes. We can ask you the questions, right? You will get the homework. You will get the proper test series, right, bache? So that is why it is very important for you to join the batches. On YouTube, if you are highly motivated, if you think that nothing can distract you, even if you are using YouTube, if you will get a ad, or if parallelly some you got a by any chance if you see any other video and you don't get distracted, okay, so then YT is for you. Otherwise the Plus batches, they are very important to be consistent, to be focused. Okay, right? So now quickly answer my question, guys, so that we can start the topic. So answer this question of mine, that why a cell is going to divide, right? So what are we doing now? Revision. It's the part 2. So firstly we need to revise part 1. It's the part 2. So firstly we need to revise part 1. Okay. So why cell division is important? Why a cell is going to divide? Because there is a change in kern plasmic ratio, that is nuclear to cytoplasmic ratio 1 point. ठीक है जी. Secondly, surface to volume ratio. Secondly, what? Surface to volume ratio. These are the two things, right? These are the two things. When there is change in surface to volume ratio, let's say in a small cell, again I am revising this, in a small cell surface area is more and the volume is less, but when a cell will grow, its surface area will decrease and volume will increase, and that surface area is not sufficient to draw the material from the surrounding, right bache? So these are the two reasons that why a cell is going to divide. Then bache, we talked about the cell cycle. So cell cycle is a sequence of events, right bache? What exactly is the cell cycle? It is the sequence of events, right? So what kind of events are going on? The cell growth is there, the DNA replication is there, isn't it? Isn't it? Yes or no, students? I told you, if you will be consistent, then definitely even I am going to be consistent. I am going to take your classes properly, right? If you are not consistent, then do not expect anything from my side, guys. Then do not expect anything from my side, right? So what is it? What is going to happen? What is going to happen in the cell cycle? Yes, students, be quick. What is going to happen in the cell cycle? As I said, there will be the sequence of events, or you can say that there is a proper sequential order. What will be there? What will be there? There is a proper sequential order in which, right bache, what is going to happen? In which cell growth will be there, right? That cytoplasmic increase. There will be the DNA duplication, right? There will be what? There will be DNA duplication, and you know that the cell constituents will get doubled, right? The cell constituents will get doubled. It comes under growth, of course. Okay, and finally it will be distributed to the daughter cells. Understood? It will be distributed to the daughter, right? It will be distributed to the daughter cells. So that's what you need to keep in your mind. Understood? That is what you need to keep in your mind. Understood? So what are we talking? We are talking about the cell cycle. I'm saying that it is a sequence of events, right, in which the cell will grow. So cell growth will continue throughout because it means the cytoplasmic increase, right? It means the cytoplasmic increase. So DNA duplication will be there, which will be there in only one phase, and then bache cell constituents will get doubled and the distribution to the daughter cells. So this complete sequence of events, what is it? It is the cell cycle. What is it? It is the cell cycle. So I'm going to highlight it from NCERT as well. So here you guys can see the sequence of events by which a cell duplicates its genome. So now the meaning of word genome clear? Yes, the meaning of word genome clear? Quickly tell me. Quickly tell me. Now you know what is the genome, that genetic constituent, right? So I believe you know the meaning. The synthesis and other constituents of the cell, and eventually it will divide into two daughter cell. So this is what cell cycle is, isn't it? Isn't it? This is what cell cycle is. So sequence of events by which a cell will duplicate its genome, will synthesize the other constituents of the cell, and eventually divide into two daughter cell. It is the cell cycle. So when it is the cell growth, so in terms of cytoplasmic increase, right, in terms of cytoplasmic increase, it will be a continuous process, right bache? It will be a continuous process, right bache? So replicated chromosomes, they will be distributed to the two daughter cells, right? So now when it comes to the phases of cell cycle, the same topic we have discussed in the last class also. So let's continue the same, guys. Let's continue the same. So phases of cell cycle, tell me about the phases of cell cycle, quick. Tell me about the phases of cell cycle. Guys, be quick. Very good. I can see your responses. Excellent. And guys, you know what you have to do? Quickly hit the like button, and if you're new to the channel, quickly subscribe the channel. So phases of cell cycle. So when we talk about the phases of cell cycle, we have interphase. Yes, we have interphase and we have M phase. We have interphase and we have M phase, right? It is interphase and M phase. So interphase, I phase. It is also known as resting phase. It is also known as energetic phase. It is also known as preparatory phase. There are so many names for it, right? You can see the part 1. Okay, so I phase, resting phase, energetic phase, preparatory phase, even the invisible phase. Okay, even the invisible phase. So this is what interphase is. It is having many names. And when it comes to the M phase, M here means mitosis, right? M here means mitosis. What is this M here? It means mitosis. So bache, mitosis means equational division. Okay, I'll explain you the meaning as well. As of now, you please include it in your notes. So it means equational division. What is mitosis? It means equational division, right bache? It means equational division. So M phase, M phase. So it is the phase where actual cell division will occur. Okay, where actual cell division will occur. This is what M phase is. Understood? This is what M phase is, the actual phase where the cell division occur. Okay, bache, so it's the equational division. So in M phase, we will see firstly there is the nuclear division, that is karyokinesis, students, and then there will be cytokinesis, that is cytoplasmic division. So firstly, yes, what do we have? Nuclear division, and then what do we have? The cytoplasmic division. Any doubt? Yes, students. Any doubt? Any doubt? Yes. So interphase and then M phase. Interphase and then M phase. And even in interphase, students, there will be G1 phase. Yes. There will be S phase. And there will be G2 phase. Okay. There will be G2 phase. So quickly type it in the chat section. So as of now, revision is going on. So you are not going to get such YouTube classes where a teacher is revising the topic. Okay, where a teacher is linking the topic with the last class. So be consistent, people, and start studying and start revising properly. Okay, okay. So I want you people to revert here in the chat section. Yes. Quickly type these phases in the chat section, guys. Be quick. Be quick. So it is the interphase, it is the resting phase, it is the energetic phase, preparatory phase, invisible phase, I phase. ठीक है, right बच्चे? So G1 phase, S phase, G2 phase, G1 phase, S phase, G2 phase. Okay, so there is the karyokinesis, there is the cytokinesis, there is the nuclear division, there is the cytoplasmic division. So that is something that you need to keep in your mind. Okay, so one line is there in the NCERT. I always repeat it because I believe the students, they make a lot of mistakes in this line, that I phase is present, yeah, interphase is present between successive means one after another, between successive M phase. I phase is present in between successive M phase. Okay, so as per this line, it should be like this: M phase, then I phase, then M phase. Am I right? It should be like this. It should be like this: M phase, then I phase, then M phase. M phase, then I phase, then M phase. Okay, M phase, then I phase, and then M phase. Am I right? Yes. Am I right? Quickly tell me, am I right? Okay. So interphase is present in between two successive, in between successive M phase. So you know that when we talk about the interphase, we have G1, we have S phase, we have G2 phase. Understood? We have G2 phase. So you people can see here that after M phase, there is the G1 phase. So we call this G1, which is gap 1 phase, which is growth 1 phase. I am writing these names here. When I am saying G1 phase, we are saying growth 1 phase or gap 2 phase, gap 1 phase. Okay, so it is also known as pre-DNA replication या pre-synthesis phase, pre-DNA replication or pre-DNA synthesis phase, right? And बच्चे, it is also known as post-mitotic phase. So it is a previous year question. Okay, that which phase is post-mitotic phase. So sometimes students, they confuse it. Okay, so it is the G1 phase, which is the post-mitotic phase. Understood? It is the G1 phase, which is the post-mitotic phase. And we can also say that this G1 is present in between M phase and S phase. So basically we can say G1 is a phase which is present in between cell division and DNA replication. In between cell division and DNA replication. Am I right? Yes, bache. Right? Am I right? Then it is the G2 phase. So it is before M phase. So it is pre-mitosis phase. Okay, pre-mitosis phase. It is gap 2 phase. It is growth 2 phase. It is post DNA synthesis phase. That's what we need to keep in our mind. So in the last class, bache, when we were talking about the cell cycle, we started the story with the G1 phase. So quickly tell me what's going to happen in G1 phase. Yes, quickly tell me what's going to happen in G1 phase. We have to be quick. We have to be quick. We have already completed it, right? Let's revise it in one go. Let's finish it. So tell me quickly, what happened in the G1 phase? So ultimately in the G1 phase, the cytoplasmic growth is there, cell growth is there, RNA and protein synthesis is there. Yes or no? Yes or no? So RNA, enzyme, protein, nucleic acid, yes, RNA, all 3 types of RNA. I believe you have attended the last class. All 3 type of RNAs, right? Proteins, enzymes, nucleotides, right, etc. They will be synthesized. Yes or no? They will be synthesized. Yes or no? And even I can say cell organelles. All the contents of cell organelles will be duplicated here in this G1 phase. Is it clear, students? In this G1 phase, it will be done. Is it clear? Tell me quickly. Is it clear? This is important. This is important. Even in the cell phase, right, bache? Right? The cell is metabolically very active. I told you already. Cell is metabolically very active. Its metabolism is fast. Okay. its metabolism is fast. It is metabolically very active. But always remember, there is no DNA replication here. Okay, DNA replication will only occur in S phase. This is what you have to remember. Cell is metabolically very active, but still it will not divide, it will not double its DNA. Clear bache? It will not double its DNA. Understood? Yes bache? So most of the organelles, they will get duplicated here in the G1 phase. Okay, and one more thing that we have already discussed, we have already covered bache. So in G1 phase, when a cell is in G1 phase, there are two fates of that particular cell, right? There are two fates of that particular cell. Cell can continue cell cycle. Yes, cell can continue cell cycle and can enter in, right? And can enter in S phase. This is the first condition. Second is, or it can exit cell cycle, it can exit cell cycle and can enter in G0 phase. So what's that G0 phase? It's the cell arrest stage. So now we have to understand one diagram which is given in NCERT. So can you see this? Yes, can you see this? So can you see this part? So it is telling us about the G1 phase. So when a cell is in G1 phase, when it is metabolically active, when it is growing, when it is increasing its cytoplasm, right bache, when it is increasing its cytoplasm, so what will that cell see? What will that cell see? Right, in G1, what that cell is going to see? Right, either if there is a signal for going ahead, if there is a go ahead signal, ki yes, you are allowed to divide. But it's not like that all the cells of your body are going to divide. Okay, I'll give you one example. Just during nerve cells, right? Nerve cell, the longest cell of our body, the neuron, I'm talking about neuron, your heart cells, right? But these are the cells that divide only during the embryonic stages. Okay, these are the cells which divide only during the embryonic stages. They are not the cells which will divide all the time. Right guys, I have just one request. If you are just spamming here in the chat section, please do not do it. Otherwise, I'll ask my backend team to block you people. Okay, Mr. Pandu, do not spam here. Please pay attention. Okay, so I am saying that there are some cells, just let's say in our body, right? Let's say if you will get injury, it's very important. It's very important for our body to heal it. And how our body is going to do that? How our body is going to do that? Obviously, cells will divide, new cell growth will be there like this, right? For the growth also, we have discussed it in the last class. For the growth also, we know that how important it is for a cell to divide, then only we will be able to grow. But in our body, you cannot say that, right? In our body, you cannot say that all the cells will divide all the time. No, it's not like that. It's not like that. Some cells, their, right, in the case of some cells, their division is not required so frequently, right? Their division is not required so frequently. So whenever a cell is required to divide, then only it will divide. Otherwise, what will it do? If it doesn't have any go ahead signal, then it will leave G1 and it will enter in this phase, which is known as G0 phase. Right, it is known as G0 phase. Which phase it is? It is known as G0 phase. We also call it as cell arrest stage. We also call it as quiescent stage. Okay, quiescent stage. Right, so cell is no longer in the, so it's the quiescent stage, it's the cell arrest stage. So cell is no longer in the cell cycle part, right? But it is not going to divide because it didn't get the go ahead signal. That's what you need to keep in your mind. Okay, that is what you need to keep in your mind. So I gave you the example of which cell? I gave you the example of nerve cell, like your neuron. Okay, your neurons. So they divide, even in your books it is mentioned, they divide once in their life, right, during embryonic development only, right, when that embryo is growing na, in that case only these nerve cells they will divide, they don't divide further. Okay bache, but there is a research article which states that these cells can also show a kind of growth and healing, but it takes a lot of time. So as of now, what you have to keep in your mind, you just need to keep one thing in your mind, that these cells, right bache, that these are the cells which will not divide. So obviously they are not in that G1 phase, they will be in the G0 phase. So when I am talking about the G0 phase, okay, when we talk about the G0 phase, so what is going to happen in G0 phase? Matlab, what is actually happening? No doubt bache, it is the stage, it is a kind of inactive phase. Being inactive doesn't mean that metabolism is not going on. Please pay attention. Please pay attention. What am I talking? I am talking about the G0 phase. I am saying it is the inactive stage. Basically in G0 phase, your cell will not proliferate. Cell will not proliferate. What is the meaning of proliferation? What is the meaning of proliferation? It means that cell will not divide. Understood? Cell will not divide. Okay, so cell will not divide, cell will not proliferate, but metabolically still active, but metabolically it is very active. So basically cell is not dividing, but other chemical reactions are going on. You cannot say that if a cell is in G0 phase, no chemical reactions are going on. No, not at all. Chemical reactions are definitely there. So again, I'll give you another example, right? Like, see, please listen to me very carefully. So metabolism, even in the chapter living world, we discussed that it is a what kind of property? It's a defining property. What's the meaning of defining property of living organism? That without any exception it is present in all the living organisms, and it is not something which is there in the non-living organisms. Okay, it is not something which is there in the non-living organisms, and without any exception, right students, without any exception, the metabolism is there in all the living organisms. So if you will read the chapter biomolecule, there is a line that they use, that being living and having metabolism, right? These are metabolism and being living. These two things are synonyms, means they have the same meaning, right? If you are living, definitely chemical reactions will be there in your body. Okay, if you are living, definitely chemical reactions will be there in your body. So this is what metabolism is. Clear bache? This is what metabolism is. Is that clear? So metabolism, the chemical reactions in our body, you know that there will be catabolism, there will be anabolism. Okay, there will be catabolism, there will be anabolism. So kata means cut, means breakdown. So catabolism means the reactions in which breakdown is there. So obviously anabolism is built up. So basically I want to say that in all living organisms metabolism will be there. So whenever your cell is in G0 phase, right, it is not proliferating. Right, it is not proliferating, it is not dividing, but still it is metabolically very active, right? But metabolically active, you cannot say that ki metabolically it is inactive, metabolically it is very active. That's what you need to keep in your mind. Understood? Understood? So this is what G0 phase is, right? So if in the G1 phase, let's say here, right, in some organisms here we see a kind of start point, right? What do we see? That in G1 phase here, na, somewhere here there is a start point. So when a cell is going to cross that start point, means that cell got a go ahead signal, then definitely cell will enter in the next stage, that is your S phase. So it is the S phase in which DNA replication will occur. Understood? It is the S phase in which what is going to happen? DNA replication will occur. So DNA replication will only be there in the S phase. It will not be there. It will not be there in any other phase. Okay, bache? Okay, bache? Okay, bache. So DNA duplication or DNA replication will occur here. So that's what we need to discuss. So quickly, let's have a look of this part from the NCERT, and then bache will explain it further. So G1 phase corresponds to the interval between mitosis and initiation of DNA replication. Is it clear to you? Yes. Is it clear to you? This particular line? Yes, students, this particular line. Sure. So G1 phase corresponds to the interval, right? It's a gap in between mitosis and the initiation of the DNA replication. So during G1 phase, right, cell is metabolically active and continuously grows, but it doesn't replicate its DNA. I told you already. Now bache, when it is the S phase or the synthesis phase, right, it marks the period during which the DNA synthesis will occur. So during this time, the amount of DNA per cell will get doubled. So initially if it is 2C, it will become 4C, but number of chromosome will remain same. There is no increase in the number of chromosome, it will remain same. So I believe that you know it. If you don't, let me explain. Okay? Let me explain. See students, again I am repeating this thing, please pay attention. Okay? So you know that when you talk about a cell, when you talk about its nucleus, right, I told you in the last class also, this is also a chromosome, this is also a chromosome, you cannot say that it's a chromatid, and this is also a chromosome, right, that is, this one is also a chromosome, both are chromosome. The difference is, here in this chromosome, there are two sister chromatids. It doesn't have one arm, it is having two arms, it is having the sister chromatids. Understood? It is having the sister chromatids. And what is it? It is the primary construction, it is the centromere. Okay, it is the primary construction, it is the centromere. Now the point here is, bache, this is also chromosome, this is also chromosome. This chromosome is monad, right? Why monad? Why am I using the word monad? Because it is having single arm. It is having single arm. Here this chromosome is dyad. Why? Because it is having two arms. It is having two arms. So how is it possible? Actually, bache, see, here in this chromosome, the DNA is not duplicated, but here it is. Here it is. This is the one point that you need to understand. Now the second point. Why do we say that interphase is the resting stage? Why do we say that interphase is the resting stage? Because at that time, the microscopes, they were not so advanced. So when we see, even when we see the microscope, when we see the nucleus of a cell in interphase under the microscope, we are not going to see the compact chromosomes, right? These are the compact chromosomes. These are the condensed chromosomes, right? These are the condensed chromosomes. These are the compact chromosomes. So we are not going to see it under the microscope in interphase. Okay, in interphase, you will see that the chromatin material, that DNA and that histone proteins, right, bache? Right, it is not compact, it is in thread-like form, it is loose, it's not compact, it is tangled, it is not at all compact, right, bache? It is not showing us these discrete entities, the chromosomes. So that is why when we see interphase under the microscope, we don't notice any movement, right? So we see that cell is resting. That's why it is known as resting stage, but actually it is not the resting stage. The cell is metabolically very active during this phase. This is the one thing. So now when you move from interphase to M phase, during M phase the compaction occur, the condensation occur, and the chromosomes, they become like this, right? But now because I have to give you the example, right, so that's why I am using it. See, when the cell is in G1 phase, let's say a cell is having 6 chromosomes, right? Matlab, can I write it like this, ki 2n is equals to 6? Can I write it like this? 2n is equals to 6. Tell me, can I write it like this? Yes? Yes. So 2n is equals to 6, right? 2n is equals to 6, right? I'm asking you to consider one example. Okay. Now just imagine that chromosomes, right, are discrete units. No doubt they are like this, they are not separate, but you take that example. So the chromosomes will be like this. Okay, they are going to be like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when it is the G1, your chromosomes, they are monad, they have single arm. Now there is S phase, G1 to S transition is there. Now in S phase, so in S phase we say that DNA amount, if initial amount is 2C, the final amount will become 4C, means that DNA will get replicated, it will get doubled, right? Its amount will get doubled. But one thing that you have to remember is, but number of chromosome remains same. Number of chromosome remains same, right? Number of chromosome, they remain same. So basically ma'am, how is it possible that DNA is doubled but number of chromosomes are same? Actually these chromosomes, what do they have? The DNA and the proteins, right? The DNA and the proteins only. So that DNA and protein only, they will get doubled. So the chromosome will become like this. It will contain 2 arms now because its DNA content is doubled. Now here this chromosome will have these sister chromatids. And why are they sister chromatids? Because they are attached to the same centromere. Understood? Understood? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So number of chromosome is same but the DNA amount is doubled. So here also you are having same number of chromosomes. Here also you are having same number of chromosomes. Here the DNA amount is 2C. Let's say if it is 100 gram, I am giving you, a layman example. So here it will become 200 gram because it is doubled. Understood? Understood? So this is your S phase. This is your S phase. Is it clear or not? Please tell me. Is it clear or not? So S phase, the synthesis phase. Okay. So one more thing that you need to remember, the centriole gets duplicated. In S phase, the centriole gets duplicated. So it was a question in NEET 2021. So it is also a previous year question. It's a PYQ. Right, it's a PYQ, it's a previous year question, right? So it's a previous year question. So centriole will also get duplicated. Now the point is, ma'am, what is centriole? But centriole is a non-membrane bound organelle. Please pay attention, I will not repeat it, right? I will not repeat it. It's a non-membrane bound organelle, right? And it is present in animal cell and is absent in plant cell. Maybe in some lower plants, right, we can still see it, but it is majorly it is said that it is absent in plant cell, the centriole, right? The centriole, a non-membrane bound organelle, right? A non-membrane bound organelle which is present in animal cell but is absent in the plant cell. If you remember, when we make that spindle apparatus, do you remember the spindle apparatus thing, right? Like let's say these are that fibers, right? Your chromosomes will get attached. Yes, students, your chromosomes will get attached to these fibers. That's what we discussed, if you remember. If you remember, right? So what do we have here? What do we have here, right? Why do we need these centrioles? Why are we talking about the centrioles here? As I said, centriole is a non-membrane bound organelle. Right, it's a non-membrane bound organelle. So it is absent in plant cell, it is present in animal cell. So basically, bache, what is going to happen? Your and one more thing, right? Just for your revision, centriole, it is having 9 plus O or 9 plus 0 arrangement. It is made up of microtubules actually, bache, right? It is made up of microtubules. So this is the arrangement of that microtubules, 9 plus 0 arrangement. Right, it will be 9 plus 0 arrangement. Okay, 9 plus 0 arrangement. So if you remember, the centriole somewhere looks like a cartwheel, right? Periphery, on basically at periphery you will see that 9 triplets are there. Center may only other proteins are there. So 9 plus 0 arrangement is there. So from the chapter cell you people can revise it. Okay. So now what is going to happen? 2 centrioles, right? 2 centrioles which are perpendicular to each other. Right, they'll come closer. 2 centrioles which are perpendicular to each other, they'll come closer, and these 2 centrioles, okay, these 2 centrioles, they are covered with pericentriolar material. They are covered with pericentriolar material. Okay, what am I saying? I am saying there are 2 centrioles which are perpendicular to each other, plus they are covered with what, bache? They are covered with pericentriolar material. Okay, they are covered with pericentriolar material. Two centrioles perpendicular to each other, and they are covered with what? They are covered with the pericentriolar material. Okay, so now when you see this structure, what is it? What is it? It is the centrosome. So in NCERT at some places it is also written कि centrosome is also non-membrane bound. You can mention it, but this is actually the centrosome. Right, when two centrioles are perpendicular to each other plus they are covered with pericentriolar material, then you are going to call it as centrosome. They are also known as diplosome, right? This is also known as cell center. It is also known as cell sphere. So these are the different words that we will use for this. Okay, okay. So on two ends of the cell we will see this, we will see the spindle apparatus, but where are we going to talk about it? During the division, right? So because we are talking about the duplication of centriole here, so I thought that I should tell you what exactly is the centriole. So it is not there in the plant cell, right? So that's what you need to keep in your mind. So any doubt here? Any doubt here? Yes, any doubt here? Sure. So one thing, see, I'm telling you that, see, whatever is required for S phase, it will be synthesized in G1 phase, and if there is something which is required in G2 phase, other than DNA replication, some things that will also be synthesized in S phase. Okay? But in S phase, the one more thing that you need to remember, right, that the synthesis of histone, right, that the synthesis of histone and non-histone proteins, right, the synthesis of histone and non-histone proteins occur in S phase or occur during S phase. Okay, right, it occurs during S phase or it occurs during, yes, but it occurs during S phase, the synthesis of histones and non-histones, right, the synthesis of histones and non-histones. Is that clear? Is that clear? Sure? Sure? Right? Okay. So now let's move to the next phase, that is your G2 phase. Right? That is your G2 phase. So tell me, what do you know about this G2 phase or gap 2 phase? Yes? What do you know about this G2 phase and gap 2 phase? Obviously, it is also the period of cytoplasmic growth. It is also the period of cytoplasmic growth. Yes, it is also the period of cytoplasmic growth. Cytoplasmic growth is continuous, right, bache? So here you will see the cell size, nucleus and energy store will increase. Cell size, even its nucleus size, even the energy store. Energy store means that ATP production will also increase. Why? Because too much of ATPs are required during cell division. Okay, bache. So tubulin protein will be synthesized here. Okay, bache. Cell growth is there and tubulin protein. You know na, tubulin protein. Tubulin protein synthesis occur here in G2 phase. Okay. So if you know tubulin, very good. If you don't know it, do let me know in the chat section, then I'll explain it to you. Yes, then I will explain it to you. Tubulin. Tell me about tubulin. Quick. Tell me. Tubulin, do you know about this protein? So, bache, basically tubulin subunits, they'll polymerize, that alpha, beta and all. So, basically your tubulin, okay, tubulin proteins, they will polymerize. Tubulin proteins, they will polymerize, and what will they form? They'll form microtubule. Okay, what will they form? They'll form microtubule. So tubulin protein, they'll polymerize and they are going to form microtubules, protofilaments, and that protofilaments will altogether form, you know, that microtubules, that 9+O arrangement, plus bache, the spindle apparatus that we discussed, no, that spindle apparatus is also having these fibers. So these fibers are also formed due to the tubulin protein, right? The microtubules are forming the spindle apparatus here. The centrosomes, that you know, these fibers, they are made up of microtubules. So that is why this tubulin protein is important. So any doubt here? Yes, any doubt here? Tell me quickly, students, any doubt here? Sure? So cell growth will continue, okay? Cell growth will continue, okay? Yes, any doubt? Any doubt? Done? Okay, so let's move to the next part. So again, one thing I'll repeat here, right? Again, one thing I'll repeat here. When it comes to the duration, it is the G1 phase, which is its duration is most variable, right? Its duration, its time duration is most variable. Its duration is not fixed, right? In some cells where the division is very active, okay, where the cell is dividing very actively, the G1 phase will be of short duration, right? If let's say that division is taking time, like the cell division is taking time, so there the G1 phase can be it can last for many hours also. So here it is, its duration is not, duration is the most variable. It can be of 10 minutes, it can be of 2 hours, it depends. Okay, it depends. So now there is one topic that we have to discuss, okay, that is cell checkpoint. So cell checkpoint, it is a topic which is not given in NCERT, guys, but it is important to revise that. And one more thing, here you guys can see that this is our channel Unacademy NEET English, right? So students, there is one video here, this one, okay. You should definitely check this video. It is about the biology syllabus update, right? Here in this video, right, I have provided you the official syllabus, right? Official syllabus, one thing. Secondly, what you need to read, what you need to avoid, which NCERT do you need to follow for which chapter, everything is discussed here in this particular video. So after the class, make sure you watch it, okay? After the class, make sure you watch it, okay? Okay, so now let's move. So here you guys can see, let's revise it from NCERT and then I'll explain the cell checkpoints. So some cells in the adult animals, they do not appear to exhibit division. Means some cells, they exit the G1 phase. They do not divide. They have given the example of heart cell, right? And many other cells, they divide occasionally. So what's the meaning of dividing occasionally? Means when required, then only they will divide. And there are some cells which are not going to divide at all. In their case, this quiescent stage can be permanent also, okay. So these cells that do not divide further, they exit G1 phase to enter an inactive stage. No doubt, again I am repeating this point. Again, I am repeating this point that this quiescent stage, the G0 phase, the cell arrest phase, we call it as an inactive stage. We call it as an inactive stage. So it is inactive, but that doesn't mean the metabolism is not there. We call the quiescent stage as inactive stage because the cells, they do not proliferate. The cells, they do not divide here. But that doesn't mean, right students, that doesn't mean that the metabolism is not there. So this line is explaining it. The cells in this stage, they remain metabolically active but no longer proliferate unless called on to do so depending on the requirement of the organism. So these cells, right, they are metabolically very active, the metabolism is going on, but they will not divide, right? They will not divide unless they'll get a go ahead signal that they need to divide. So this is about the quiescent stage. Clear, bache? This is about the quiescent stage. Now you answer these. Now you answer it, okay, and then I'll tell you about the cell checkpoints. That you have studied mitosis in onion root tip cells. It has 16 chromosomes in each cell, right? 16 chromosomes are there in that onion, okay. So can you tell how many chromosomes will cell have at G1 phase, after S phase and after M phase? Hanji students, what will be the chromosome number? Firstly, tell me this. In G1, S and M phase, after S phase, so what will be the chromosome number? You tell me this and then let's go. Yes, students? Yes, students? In G1 phase, because chromosome number it remains same, the chromosomes will be 16. After S phase also, even after M phase, because it is the mitosis, the number of chromosome will remain same. Now tell me about the DNA content. Yes, students, what about the DNA content? You can denote it with 2C and 4C. What about the DNA content? You can denote it with 2C and 4C. You can denote it with 2C and 4C. Quick. Quick. What about the DNA content in G1? It should be 2C or 4C. Guys, be quick. I want to see the answers here. So students, if you will not be consistent, then we have to end the series. So it's all up to you. If you want the proper classes, you have to participate in the discussion. You have to attend the classes properly. So obviously in G1, only one student is answering. It will be 2C. After S phase, it will be 4C. Right? And in G2 phase also, it will be 4C. And after M phase means you will have two daughter cells now, right? So after M phase, each daughter cell will have 2C and 2C. And if they are saying that after M phase is 2C, okay, right? It will be 2C and 2C. So that is what you need to understand. Okay. So now, can you answer the question here? Can you answer this particular question, students? Yes. Can you answer this particular question, that how do plants and animals continue to grow all their lives? So these things you really need to solve. How do plants and animals, they continue to grow all their lives? So you know that plants, they will continue to grow all their lives because plants are having meristematic tissue. But in the case of animals, right students, in the case of animals, the growth is limited. Okay. The growth is limited. So do all cells in a plant divide all the time? It is the meristematic tissue that will divide, and then meristematic tissue will form your elongated cells and finally the mature cells. So do you think all cells continue to divide in all plants and animals? I won't say all cells. Once the cell will become mature, right, they are not going to divide. And in the case of animals also, as I said, that division is not for the lifetime, right? Some cells they divide, but the growth is limited to a certain age. So can you tell the name and the location of the tissue? So this is what we have already discussed. Okay. So now they are asking that do animals have similar meristematic tissue? But in the case of animals, the meristematic tissues are not there. But in the case of animals, we talk about the stem cells, and we see that some cells, they are multipotent, some are pluripotent. So these are the different terminology. So this is your homework. You will read about the stem cells and you have to mention it in the comment section. Okay, that is your homework. Okay, that is your homework, right? So now the next thing that we need to start is your mitosis. But as I said before that, let's talk about the cell checkpoints. Right, let's talk about the cell checkpoints. It's not given in NCERT, but yes, the questions are there from this particular topic. See students, our body is actually a wonderful machine, and in our body everything is present. Like we have the immune system which will take care if there is any pathogen in our body, it is going to kill it. You know it very well, right bache? So we have that proper systems in our body which will work in a coordinated way, and they will ensure the proper functioning of our body. Now when it comes to the division, students, so cell division, Okay, cells are dividing. So in our body there is also a mechanism that is going to control it, because bache, if there will be abnormal cell division, right, if without any signal, if cells will keep on rising, keep on dividing, 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 they can form the cell mass, and that is basically can be tumor. So it is basically cancer. So when we say cancer, when we use the word cancer, what is that cancer? It is actually the uncontrolled cell division. What's that cancer, bache? It is the uncontrolled cell division. Yes or no? Yes or no? It is the uncontrolled cell division. Yes or no? Right, the cell will keep on dividing, dividing and dividing. Right, this is what. So in our body there is a mechanism which will ensure that cells, they should not proliferate randomly like this. So we have many different mechanisms, like I'm talking about the checkpoints. Even there are certain genes also, there are certain genes also, like I'll give you the example of one gene that is known as P53 gene. In our body there is one gene, right? No need to write it, but you have to understand the context here. So there is one gene that is P53 gene in our body. But this is a tumor suppressor gene. What kind of gene it is? It's a tumor suppressor gene. What's the meaning of tumor suppressor gene? Means this gene in our body, it will ensure that the tumor should not be there, that the cell growth should not be abnormal. So sometimes, right, sometimes when such genes, they get mutated, when they are not performing their function properly, right, in that case, bache, in that case such cancer and all disease, that kind of things occur. Okay, but in our body there is a proper mechanism to ensure that the division should be error free. Okay. Okay. So here when you talk about the checkpoints, right, we are going to discuss about certain enzymes, certain proteins. We basically talk about the cyclins and cyclin dependent kinases, right, cyclin dependent kinases. So we talk about the cyclins and cyclin dependent kinases, that is CDK. Okay, that is CDK. So what do we have? The cyclins are there and cyclin dependent kinases, right? What do we have? Cyclins and cyclin dependent kinases, bache, right, bache. So cell cycle will be taken care by this. So for cyclin dependent kinases, the short form is CDKs. Actually what is happening? Cyclin is a protein, that is an enzyme. We will see that periodically they are making, they are breaking, they are making, they are breaking. So basically they'll ensure that the cell division should be error free. So there are different checkpoints, right? Let's say there is one checkpoint which will ensure that which is going to ensure that DNA duplication is proper. One will see that all the chromosomes, they are aligned properly. So such type of checkpoints are there in our body. Clear, bache? Clear. Yes. So kinases are present, these cyclins are present. So there are certain checkpoints. Just we have G1 to S checkpoint also, right? G2 to M checkpoint is also there. Okay. Yes. So G1 to S is also there and G2 to M is there, and there are certain which are there in the metaphase. We'll talk about it. So firstly G1 to S, right? Firstly what is it? It is G1 to S. So this checkpoint, matlab G1 to S transition means when the cell should move to G1 to S, and once a cell has entered in S phase now, then for sure it will complete the cell cycle. If a cell will exit G1 and will enter in G0, then you know that it is the cell arrest stage. But if cell has crossed this, right, and cell has entered in S phase, so obviously it is going to finish that cell cycle. So G1 to S transition is there. G1 to S transition is there. So here this cell checkpoint, it is influenced by, obviously it will be influenced by growth factors, that all the growth factors essential, they are present or not, right? It will even see that whether there is any DNA damage or not, because we need to avoid the mutations in our body. In our body there are mutations, but they are not at very fast rate, and this is something that we need to avoid. So growth factors, right, the DNA damage, and even the cell size, is it appropriate or not, and even the nutrients, right, essential nutrients are present there or not. So if all the things are okay, the cell will move from G1 to S. Is that clear? Is that clear? So now G2 to M transition means to exit G2 and to move in M. So here bache, what will they check? The one thing is for sure, the DNA damage. Firstly, here the DNA replication, is it proper or not? Is it error free or not? If there is any error, the cell division will stop. Okay, the DNA damage will also be checked, and obviously the growth of the cell, right? The growth of the cell, it will also be considered. So these are the checkpoints. Is that clear? These are the checkpoints. Is that clear? Yes, bache, is that clear? Right? Is that clear? Bache, one transition is metaphase to anaphase transition. Right, metaphase, anaphase transition means there is one checkpoint which will ensure that also. Right, so what is this metaphase and anaphase? We know that it is in the M phase, it is in the mitosis, it is during the actual division. So basically from metaphase to anaphase, when a cell has to move, so it needs to check that all the chromosomes, they are aligned properly on the equator and all, right? If everything is done, then bache, this transition will occur. Okay, right, this movement will be there. Okay, so chromosome attachment to spindle, and then bache, right, there will be APC, anaphase promoting complex, right bache, that will further help in that. So there is one metaphase to anaphase transition, and there is APC which will take care of it. So what is this APC? If everything is fine, it will promote the next phase, that is anaphase. So it is anaphase promoting complex. So that's what we need to know. Understood? That is what we need to know. Understood? Clear bache? Chaliye. So now let's move to the next topic, that is your M phase, that is your mitosis. So any doubt here, students? Any doubt here? Yes, any doubt? Any doubt? Sure. So bache, M phase. So as I said, M here is mitosis, and term mitosis was proposed by Fleming. Term mitosis was proposed by Fleming. That's what you need to keep in your mind. Right, so it is the mitosis, and what is the another word that we use here? It is the equational division. What kind of division it is? It is the equational division. Understood? Equational division. Now, what's the meaning of equational division? So, firstly, understand the basics. But even in the first part, we have made it very clear, right, that there will be a cell. Let's say this is a parent cell, right? The parent cell, it will divide into two. We will get the daughter cells of the offsprings. That's what we can say. These are the daughter cells or the offsprings. Yes or no? So we have the parent cell and the daughter cells. So parent cell will divide into two, right? So these are the two daughter cells, right? So basically, if you will see here, right, if you will see, the parent cell is diploid. Can you see that? The parent cell is diploid here. Can you see that, students? The parent cell, it is diploid here. Now when you talk about the daughter cells, they are also diploid. Means the parent cell and daughter cells are having, parent cells and daughter cells are having same number of chromosomes. है ना? It is having same number of chromosomes. The parent cell and daughter cells, what do they have? They have same number of chromosomes. Understood? Understood? So what kind of division it is? That is why this division is the equational division. So what is the meaning of equational division? That parent cell and the daughter cells are going to have same number of chromosomes. Understood? That the parent cell and the daughter cells are going to have same number of chromosomes. So this is the meaning of the equational division, and this mitosis is actually the equational division. Right? This mitosis is actually the equational division. The parent cell will divide into two daughter cells having same number of chromosomes. Okay. Now, where that mitosis will occur? Students, mitosis can occur in majorly it will be there in the diploid cells. But you cannot say that only in the diploid cells. Right? Even in the haploid cells, this division can occur. Okay. Not in the diploid cells. Even in the haploid cells, this division can occur. Right? Come to this part of NCERT, that in animals, mitotic cell division is only seen in diploid somatic cells. So there are two words, somatic cells and the germ cells. There are two words. One is somatic cell and the another word is germ cell. Right? One word is somatic cell and the another word is germ cell. So when the word is somatic cell, bache, they are normal body cells, right? Just cells, right? All over the body, leaving the cells. See, I'll explain you the germ cells, then everything will be clear. Germ cells are the gamete forming cells, right? They are the gamete forming cells. What are gametes? Gametes are that haploid cells like sperm and ova, which are going to fertilize, which are going to fuse, and that will form the zygote. So gamete forming cells are known as germ cells. Which cells are germ cells? Gamete forming cells. Which cells are germ cells, students? Gamete forming cells. Where are you going to see the germ cells? In the gonads. What are gonads? Gonads means primary sex organs. So for the sex organs we use the word gonads, right? For the sex organs we use the word gonads. Is that clear? So they are the gamete forming cells. They are going to form the gametes. So gametes are the haploid cells. So what is the meaning of a haploid cell? That it will have only one set of chromosomes. Right, it will have only one set of chromosomes. So another word is the somatic cell. So other than these germ cells, that normal body cells, they are known as somatic cells, and bache, they are diploid if you talk about the humans. Okay, they are diploid if you talk about the humans, right? Basically they are diploid, so they will undergo mitosis. So in animal cells, mitosis is there in these somatic cells. If you talk about the germ cells, because they are gamete forming, so in germ cells, bache, mitosis also occur and even meiosis, right? In germ cells there will be mitosis as well as meiosis, right? What will be there in the germ cells? There will be mitosis and there will be meiosis. So now let's talk about these two. So I told you already that what is mitosis? It is the equational division. What is it? It is the equational division. The daughter cells will have same number of chromosomes like parent cells. Okay, daughter cells will have same number of chromosomes like parent cell. So one parent cell, two daughter cells, this is mitosis. So as I said, so this mitosis it is very important for the proliferation. It is very important for that random cell division. It is very important for increasing the cell number, right? The cell will increase its number, it will divide, 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 like this. So mainly in animal cell we see the mitosis in the somatic diploid cell, but I'll come to that statement later. Then there is meiosis. But when you talk about the meiosis, it is the reductional division. What is the meaning of reductional division? It will reduce the chromosome number to half. It is going to reduce the chromosome number to half. Let's say you have, so meiosis, it will only occur in diploid cell. You will not see it in haploid cell. It will only occur in diploid cell. Understood? You're not going to see it in haploid cell. It will be there in diploid cell. So there will be one diploid cell. That diploid cell will undergo meiosis. So bache, in meiosis you will see two rounds of division. 2 rounds of nuclear division, 2 rounds of cytoplasmic division. Let me start that topic, right, and then in detail I will explain it. So when there is meiosis 1, you will get 2 haploid cells, and then there will be meiosis 2 and you will get 4 haploid cells. So basically I want to say that when it is the mitosis, one parent cell, okay, one parent cell will give you 2 diploid, 2 daughter cells, and they will have same number of chromosomes like parent cell. But when it is the meiosis, one parent cell, right, one parent cell will give you 4 haploid, right, it will give you 4 haploid daughter cells. That is mitosis and meiosis, right? It will give you 4 haploid daughter cells. Is that clear? Is that clear? 4 haploid daughter cells will be there. So meiosis 1 and meiosis 2 will occur. So it will only be there in the reductional division. So I said it is mostly there in the mitosis is in somatic cells, mitosis will occur. No meiosis will occur in the somatic cell when you are talking about the animals. So I told you that in animals usually in diploid cell mitosis occurs, but it is not always the case, right? Bache, just say you talk about the male honeybee. Do you know male honeybee? Male honeybee, we use the word drone for it. So male honeybee is haploid. Do you know that? Male honeybee is haploid. Do you know that? Do you know that? Male honeybee forms by parthenogenesis. How that male honeybee will form? By a parthenogenesis. What is parthenogenesis? Parthenogenesis means, right, what is parthenogenesis? Parthenogenesis means when a haploid gamete, it grows into an adult directly without fertilization. Right, when a haploid gamete directly grows into an adult without fertilization, that is the parthenogenesis. So male honeybee is the result of parthenogenesis. Male honeybee is haploid. So now male honeybee is haploid. So obviously for cell growth also mitosis will occur. Here for gamete formation, because already body is haploid, so even gamete will also formed via mitosis. So we cannot say that it is only, right, we cannot say that only in diploid cells the mitosis will occur. It will also be there in the haploid cells, right? Just see, they mentioned it कि mitotic cell division is only seen in diploid somatic cells, but the statement is not valid. Right, see, in next line the NCERT is mentioning the exception, but basically if they are using the word only, right, if they are using the word only, they should not use the word only, because exceptions are there. So just say haploid cells, they divide by a mitosis, like male honeybee, I gave you the example, right, I gave you the example. And moreover bache, when you talk about the plants, once we'll discuss plant kingdom na, so you'll get to know about it. So when we talk about the plants, in the case of plants, we also see haplontic life cycle. What is the meaning of haplontic life cycle? In the case of plants, just see, we are humans. If you will see our cells, each cell of our body, right, it is going to be diploid except gametes. In our body, except gametes, the cells, what are they? They are going to be diploid. Only gametes are going to be haploid. But in the case of plants, like your algae, right, like bryophytes, yes students, like algae, like bryophytes, what do we see? Yes students, what do we see? We see that their main plant body is haploid. Right, that their main plant body is haploid, their thallus is haploid. So if let's say this is the algae, if each cell here is haploid, so obviously even when algae needs to proliferate, they will increase the cell number by a mitosis only, plus if this haploid cell has to form the gamete, they'll do it mitotically. Okay, so once I'll start the plant kingdom topic, then you'll understand it in a better way. So any doubt? Any doubt so far? Yes students, any doubt so far? Okay, so see this, against this, the plants can show mitotic cell division in both in haploid and diploid cells. Okay, so once we'll revise that, we'll get to know. So let's start the M phase, let's start the actual cell division phase. So it is the most dramatic period of the cell cycle, right bache? Let me give you one example. Let's take the example of humans. Right, so in humans, the duration of cell cycle is 24 hours, right? So basically within 24 hours, once a cell will divide when you are talking about the humans. So that division thing, that cell division thing is basically, you know, it lasts for how long? Yes, do you know for how long it's going to last? For about an hour, right? So in humans, when you talk about the cell cycle, we are saying it is for 24 hours. So when it comes to the division, it is for an hour, right? For 1 hour that division will be there, right? And remaining time is of interphase. Okay, remaining time is of interphase. Are you getting my point? So that's why it is said that a cell is going to spend more than 95% of its lifespan in the interphase. Okay, a cell is going to spend more than 95% of its lifespan in the interphase. Understood? Understood? Clear bache? So this is the most dramatic period of the cell cycle, which is involving reorganization of virtually all components of the cell. So number of chromosome in the parent and in the progeny cell will be same. So that's why it is equational division. Any doubt? Any doubt? Just let's say if parent cell is having 10 chromosomes, if it is undergoing mitosis, both the daughter cells will have 10 chromosomes. If the parent cell is having 5 chromosomes and they are undergoing mitosis, both the daughter cells will also contain 5 chromosomes. So that is why we are using the word, that is why bache, we are using the word equational division. Understood? Equational division. So though for convenience, mitosis has been divided into 4 stages of nuclear division. So students, I told you this thing already, that when we talk about these phases, just let's say I'm talking about M phase. What am I talking? I'm talking about M phase. So firstly, we are going to talk about the karyokinesis and cytokinesis. Karyokinesis and cytokinesis. So karyon word is associated with the nucleus, right, and kinesis is the division. So karyokinesis, right. So here we have a trick, that is PMAT. Okay, what's the trick that we have? It is PMAT. What is the trick that we have? It is PMAT. So P stands for prophase, M stands for metaphase, A stands for anaphase, and T stands for telophase, right? So it is PMAT. Okay, karyokinesis, nuclear division. It is PMAT. Prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. Prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. And cytokinesis is the cytoplasmic division, which will result in the formation of 2 daughter cells. Is that clear? Which will result in the formation of 2 daughter cells. Right? So it is PMAT, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. So please write it in the chat section, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, and here it is the cytoplasmic division. Understood? Understood? Right? So karyokinesis, and then there is the cytokinesis. So students, I was thinking that like before the class I planned that I am going to finish this mitosis topic, but because I started with the revision, so guys, I don't think that I'll be able to finish it. And right after your class, I have another class in my Phoenix batch. Okay, so that's why I'm saying, bache, right, if you will join the batches late, maybe in the month of August, again you will have the access of the batches, but then you will get live and recorded classes, right? It will not only be live plus recorded, but here we are ensuring you the live classes, right? We are going to give you the live classes. So let's say if today you'll get enrolled in my batch, right, what are we going to discuss first? We'll be talking about the human physiology, and then after finishing human physiology, we'll move to the diversity part. After finishing the diversity part and anatomy part, we will move to the plant kingdom, right? That will be the flow. And whatever other topics, right, other chapters that are completed, just say, let's say one chapter of human physiology is already done, so you will get a live class of that. So once we will finish the syllabus in that flow, then you will get the live classes for completion of that chapter, and the revision classes will also be there. Okay, okay. So if you join the Phoenix Pro, there will be the access to special ranking group online batch. There will be the mentorship by the educators. There will be the All India test series with, right, the rank predicted with All India rank predictor. So that is going to be very amazing. So join the batch now, bache, and you will get this batch just at ₹5499. So as I said, there are no hidden charges. Like once you will enroll, we will say, oh, if you want to give the test, you have to pay this, you have to pay that. No, nothing like that is going to happen. You just need to pay 5499, and for 1 year you'll get the subscription. Till your NEET 2025 you will get the subscription. Okay, okay. So how can you enroll in the batch? So I already told you, and once again I'll mention, bache, this video is very useful for you. Make sure that you watch it. Okay, make sure that you watch it. So here in this particular video with proper official syllabus, even I have highlighted what you need to read, what you need to revise. That's what you have to do. So you can go to the description box, you have to click on the link, you have to add your details, and you can join our batch. Okay, you can join our batch. So take care, guys. Right, so I'll see you all tomorrow, same time, 12 p.m. Okay, so 12 p.m. tomorrow mitosis, and day after tomorrow I'll keep the class for 2.5 hours, and then we will finish the meiosis. Okay, so we need 2 more classes, the chapter will be over. So do let me know which chapter do you want to start next, because I am thinking to start cell. You tell me if there is any other plan, because whatever you people are going to say, we are going to follow that. Okay, we are going to follow that. So after cell, let's go to the biomolecule, and then let's start the diversity portion. Is that clear? Is that clear? Yeah, I know in today's class I explained about the last class, because you know na, in the last class we didn't discuss the G2 phase mainly. We didn't discuss the G2 phase mainly. So I cannot just randomly start from G2. So that's why I thought I should interlink it. And that is why I'm not starting mitosis today. Because even if I will start prophase, I have to explain prophase in the next class. So in the next class, I'll directly start with the mitosis. ठीक है जी, I'll directly start with the mitosis. Okay, so if you will ask my plan, so after cell cycle and cell division, right, I'm planning to start cell and to finish it. So जैसे cell cycle के लिए, because we are going slow also, we have sufficient time, so I'm going slow so that even the students who are targeting NEET 2026, they can also understand these topics. So 4 classes for this, and for cell you will go, we'll take 5 classes, same for the biomolecules. ठीक है, so this is my plan. If you will ask me, this is my plan. And see, it is important. At least 4 questions. 4 questions. Here also 3 to 4 questions. These are minimum, right? This is the minimum thing. So 4 into 4, 16 marks. 16 marks here. Let's say you are considering 4 questions, 16 marks here. So tell me the total number of marks, right? Tell me the total number of marks. So that's what. So in next 2 weeks, this is what you are going to cover. This is what you are going to cover. Okay, right bache, right? Okay, so take care guys. So see you all, and do not forget that this team is amazing and we know what to deliver. Okay, right, our content is amazing, our classes are amazing. They are basically the best classes for NEET preparation. So do attend the batch. So see you all soon. So take care guys. Thank you so